Hello, old friends, young friends, ageless friends. We've been listening to the meditation CD for a few months now. Wonderful things have been happening. We feel better physically. I feel better financially. I imagine having $50 million and spending it.
Or not. It's a lot of trouble.
I don't think about the trouble. My first question, the other one's maybe a frivolous one. My first question is, where's the tipping point? Or have I passed it already?
Well, that really is the point that we were making with this ship in the canal, is that if you're playing the game the way we're teaching it, there is no tipping point that throws all of the passengers off the ship and into the water. In other words, it is a more gradual. It's so gradual, in fact, that your joy level just increases, but there's not the quantum leap from agony to ecstasy.
Okay,
and that's sort of what humans are looking for, this big tipping point. And of course, if you allow your tipping points to be vibrationally and subtle, then what? You see, this is the way we'd like you to look at it, and you're the perfect person to have this conversation with, because you've been at this long enough that you'll really get this as we offer it to you. There are a lot of you that will understand this as we're offering it. The thing that has erupted in this gathering here today, that is really a momentous understanding, really worth focusing upon, is that the vortex, even though it's filled to the brim and beyond with all of the things that you say you want and that you do want, it will not, cannot, would not take you in prior to your readiness, because that would create sort of that tipping point that would be chaotic in nature. Instead, the vortex yields to you, reveals to you what you're ready for. So now stay with us. That's what the discovery, the delicious discovery of life really is all about. What you're discovering is not what you're worthy of. You're way worthy of more than you've discovered. What you're discovering is it isn't what someone else has assigned to you and now you're finding it. You're discovering your capacity to allow the goodness to flow into your experience. Are you following us just a little bit there? In other words, humans want adventure. That's why you're looking at cliffs to jump off of, and zip lines to zip down, and airplanes to jump out of. In other words, you want a feeling of exhilaration. And we want you to understand that the process works perfectly, because you were source energy. Here you've explored and you've asked for all kinds of things with greater clarity than you know. And that clarification has come into full fruition in this vortex and is there ready to surprise and delight you. And so when we speak to you about your vibrational readiness, and we offer you processes or things like the meditation CD where you relax yourself into allowing your vibration to raise, when that happens, the tipping point isn't a tipping point where a manifestation suddenly drops into your lap. It's a tipping point where you now rendezvous with an idea that you didn't have before, an idea that is thrilling to you to have. You now rendezvous with an impulse that you didn't have before, an impulse that is life-giving to have. You see sometimes you yearn to be young again, where you were discovering things for the first time. Jerry and Esther love being with the little people on the planet, the grandchildren, theirs and everybody else's, who are discovering things and having first-time experiences. And we say, this is what this vortex will provide for you endlessly, because while it's there and it's all there to be seen, it's not to be seen by you until you're ready for it. And so as you incrementally prepare yourself for the higher and higher frequencies, then the ideas unfold to you and life just keeps being more and more delicious. So you have a meaningful conversation, or a meaningful idea flows to you, or you sit in a moment of rapture as you are observing something that you've never seen before. Jerry and Esther have looked at this city many, many times. They lived in this city for nearly 10 years. They drove up and down all of the streets, and never did they see this city like they saw it last night from this revolving restaurant. And it wasn't the height of the hotel or the revolution of the restaurant. It was the vortex from which they were viewing it that made the difference about how it looked, you see. So it surprised them and delighted them in new ways. That's what we want you to understand, that creation is about the discovery of what you've already created. How's that? Creation is the discovery of what you've already created. Creation is the discovery, or the allowance. It's the allowance of what you've already created, and the discovery of how good it feels to come into full alignment so that you can view it from your new tuned in, tapped in, turned on vantage point, you see. There are not two people on this planet walking down the same street who are seeing it in the same way. And your vibrational variance is what makes the difference. Not your economic variance, not your social status, not the clothes that you're wearing, not where you're standing in the moment, not the way the wind is blowing, and not the hotel room window that you're looking out of. It's the vibrational position from which you view life that is the never-ending, always unfolding, eternally unfolding, excellent life experience that you are all about. You have come to experience a rapturous life experience that is waiting for you in the vortex. Your work is simple. Just get happy about this and happy about that, and name 10 things you like about this and 10 things you like about that, and listen to a meditation CD and graze with the horses, and look for ways to feel good, and compliment when you can, but don't force a compliment ever. Offer effort if it feels good and is inspired, but don't push yourself ever. In other words, get in the flow of the energy that is you, and let your vortex lead you to the adventure and the unfolding of all that you are capable of. And understand that the vortex is going to continue to expand. So your work is threefold. Sift and sort and ask. The source part of you will shine the light bright, and then you just feel the vibe and lean in the direction of it and revel in it every chance you get. Complain never, compliment as much as you can. Look at what is, just briefly enough to appreciate where you stand, and then look forward into the adventure of what's coming next. And live happily ever after in this physical body in the way that you've intended to do it, you see. And then others who are watching you, they will be amazed at what they see. They won't see big tipping points. They'll just see this steady excursion through joyous life experience. They will say to you, who are you? How is it that it happens to you in the way that it does? Who are you sleeping with?
Oh, they don't
Abraham. I'm sleeping with Abraham. Enough?
Yeah. I have to say that Esther and Jerry have hit a home run with this meditation CD. I mean, it's out of the park. It is just fantastic.
Well, let's talk again. Let's talk again about why that is. Because it distracts you from the resistant thoughts, which were the only thing that were holding you out. And each time you hear it, your potential to move to a new level and then hear new things. And so there's never-ending discovery, even in this one recording, never-ending discovery of what you really know. Because you know, and then you know, and then you know, and then you know. But when you know, in other words, as you come into the fuller knowing, it is always more satisfying. And there are at least 10 years of knowing on that one recording for you. At least 10 years of new knowing. Well, you are advanced. Maybe 5 for you. Very good. Very good.
One more question. Why does sad music sound so good?
It doesn't unless you're sad.
No.
If sad music sounds good, then it's a vibrational match to where you are.
But sad music sometimes
Maybe you want to give it a different label. If sad music if it sets right in with you, then you've found your match. So maybe the word sad isn't do you mean slow? Do you mean
music in a minor key?
Music in a minor key is sad, not interesting, not unusual, not unique, not taking music to a whole new level, not finding combinations of sounds that were never heard before that was discovered, not rippling through you in just a different way. Not just a different titillation on your musical palate? Sad?
Okay. Wrong name, but you described it right.
We just want you to understand that if a Love Gone Bad song makes you feel good, you're in a Love Gone Bad mood.
Thank you.
We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. From our point of view, we've discussed everything under the sun and beyond. It is satisfying to us on many fronts, but primarily these two. This gathering has satisfied one of the primary intentions that you hold as you come forth into your physical body, and that is that of expansion. It's taken thought beyond that which it has been before. That is always satisfying, to be consciously aware of the new idea and to find such easy familiarity with it in the moment that it is hatched. That is what we call co-creating at its best. And the other is the dynamic willingness and ability that this rather large segment of the population has allowed a movement, a specific and noticeable movement in their vibration. The days that are before you will be notably different than the days that have just passed, because vibrationally speaking, you are in a different place. We want to remark about the remarkable willingness that you have to ponder relatively precisely with us about things that much of your planet is not willing to think about at all. In other words, you are physical beings in physical bodies surrounded by the physical trappings that matter to you. And yet you've been willing to experience with us, from our point of view, the best 3 hours of conversation about vibration that has ever been presented. And because of your willingness to expose yourself to such a consistent thought about vibration, you are now knowing your vibrational beingness in a way that you have not known it before, and in a way that most people that you know don't know it. What that means to you is that the physical trappings of your life experience will be those of more cooperation, because you have moved through those vortex canal logs into a frequency that will leave you that is leaving you, not for long because it changes constantly, at a different point of attraction. That different point of attraction, as it manifests in things that people around you suddenly begin to say that you've never heard them say before. Things that you begin to notice about people that you have not noticed before. Rendezvous that you have with people, both people you know and people who you have not met before. Thoughts and ideas that begin to flow to you. Expansion on your projects. A complete rewriting. Jerry and Esther have been working with us on a book that we are entitling Spiritual Revolution. And we've begun the book over 4 times because the energy is moving so rapidly that the leading edge message is changing so rapidly that Esther is not satisfied writing what was. She wants to write what is. So we've suggested that she carve out at least 10 days with nothing else to do so that she can capture it as fast as it's coming. Because of the likes of you, these ideas and understandings are moving very rapidly. There is no race to keep up, but there is great benefit in catching up with who you are. There is nothing that you could do that is inappropriate, but there are all kinds of thoughts that you can think and rendezvous that you can make with the vibrational aspects of you that will be infinitely more rewarding. It is our promise to you that as you approach your life experience from this point forward, acknowledging these things, I am a vibrational being, and I live in a vibrational universe, and I am not bound by time or space. My time-space reality is inspiring new ideas within me, and those ideas call me effortlessly and joyously forward. Today, no matter where I'm going, and no matter what I'm doing, and no matter who I'm doing it with, it is my dominant intent to look for that which I have become and allow myself to be as much of it in this moment as is possible. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain joyously, eternally in the vortex.